Thank you for tuning in, and welcome to the Nomads of Fantasy, a weekly movie and video game podcast where we make a new universe our home every week. I would like to welcome our live studio audience on YouTube out there and the millions and millions of you listening at home. Thank you for making us, for inviting us into your ear holes. It is very pleasant of you. This is episode 112 of the Nomads of Fantasy. We are continuing our Summer of Arnold and discussing the 1987 film, The Running Man. Joining us in our studio audience this week, we have Brandon with us.
Hello, cutie pie. One of us is in deep trouble.
Thank you. We also have the butcher of Bakersville, Eric.
Killian, I'll be back.
That works, yeah.
I almost took that one.
How can you not?
And we have a special guest today with us, coming to us from Two Idiots and a Dog. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Now we have Zolgar, a.k.a. Josiah, with us.
You're a brilliant conversationalist, Ben. Trifle limited, but brilliant.
So
Nice.
many good ones in here.
Hold on a second. I thought you were going to take the Here Lies Sub-Zero.
Oh, the Sub-Zero one?
Plain
Zero.
Dude. It's my favorite quote. I love that one.
I don't know if I get that one. Why is it plain zero?
I was wondering that
That's so
too.
dumb, I don't know.
Because it's like,
It doesn't- I
it's
don't
supposed to
know
be
if
the
I get that.
opposite of sub, you know? I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
Well, because he's now just a plain zero. There's nothing special about him anymore. That's the point of the joke.
Okay, all
that what it
right.
is?
See, this is why
See?
this is why we need Zolgar here.
Thank you. He's turning profits for us already. Zolgar, why don't you, I guess, tell the studio audience a little bit about yourself? If they just introduce yourself to the folks back home.
All right, so I am Zolgar as
Dave.
Dave. I'm terrible with names. I will forget names repeatedly. So
It's on
as actually, it's not on my screen.
Just shake your mouse over my face.
If I have my mouse over the
Everybody.
screen, yeah, it comes up. Okay. So as that weirdo above me, Dave said, I am from the show Two Idiots and a Dog. So I am a professional idiot.
There you go.
So that
Legally.
I didn't know that was a thing that you could be professionally.
exactly. Hey, politicians do it all the time. Oh, did I say that out loud? So me and my idiot roommate, we discuss movies and other media, similar to what these guys do. We do a bi-weekly show. Also, we use a cute dog very shamelessly in our marketing. Unfortunately, she is too far away, so I can't get her on camera.
I'll take those easy listens. Use the dog to any advantage we can get. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Zolgar. It's very nice to have you, and I'm very interested to hear what a fellow old man such as ourselves thinks about this 80s classic, which, I mean, I forgot how 80s this movie was, but...
It is so 80s.
It is the definition of 80s action.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christmas.
Absolutely.
There's a thick layer of 80s frosting.
But
on top of this,
that is like charming and endearing to a lot of people, right? Because like I was telling you guys, I put this on. Well, Eric, we can go over, but like I put this on Twitter, and like I don't know, maybe it's my timing when I put a tweet out, and maybe people don't engage with it, and other times they do. But this one, holy shit, people had things to say
lots of people
about
had thoughts.
The Running Man of all the things, all
I
the
will,
movies I tweet
everything that
about.
we put out there too. Like, yeah, that one gets the traction. So, Eric, why don't you let us know what the people think?
Yeah,
Let us know what the studio audience has to say.
absolutely. We reach out on Twitter at Nomads of Fantasy, just asking people what they thought of The Running Man. Let's see, who do we got here? Movie Psycho says, fun, cheesy Arnold flick. Agreed.
Accurate, yeah.
Attitude Era Wrestling Review Podcast says, Hunger Games go 80s, and I love it. Accurate, also.
Sure, okay.
You could see
Yep,
it.
sure.
You could, yeah, you
More
could frame it.
American Gladiators, but yeah, okay.
You could
Got
frame
you,
it that
Hunger
way. Geoffrey Renner writes, says, I like this film so much I spent my day off from the Garden Center writing a review of it. And he they post a review on Twitter. So if you want to read that, then
pages.
read through it.
Yeah, it's a funny read.
Which is crazy that a multiple page review of this movie. So I'd be interested to read that. Adapted to Screen podcast says, love this movie. The book was so different, which I don't know anything about the book that this movie.
I always forget it's based on a book. Honestly,
It's on my to read list now.
Stephen
but
King, baby.
It is very well. Richard Bachman.
The alias.
Excuse me.
Cinematic Leap says, still love this film. It's perfect 80s action with Arnie at the forefront.
Young Arnie, yeah.
And Why Not podcast says, love it. We did an episode on it. If you're interested in listening, which I am interested in listening, plug their podcast. Damon Noyes says, love it despite it being nothing at all like the source material, and that the bad guy, Damon Killian, had the same name as me. That's a rarity to see and hear Damon on the big screen. Which is cool. Ryan Ryder says, Maria Conchita Alonso never looked sexier, and Richard Dawson was never a better game show host.
I
Thomas?
agree with both of those.
Snake Poncher Train. Sorry, I want to get that right. Survey said it was the number one answer. Show me Running Man.
Survey says.
David Steele, I love this movie. Did a podcast about it and had a blast. Quad Pro Quo says love. Picked it for our Arnold Appreciation Month, which we're in the midst of Summer of Arnold. So there you go.
Right,
we're right there with you. Semi-skeptic says love it. Jerry Zero says I was 7 years old. It was fucking amazing. Stu World Order says haven't seen it in years, but I loved it as a kid. Fun. And Live Laugh Talk podcast says loved it. Richard Dawson made a great bad guy. Favorite line, Arnold, I'll be back. Dawson said only in a rerun. Last one.
That's good. Good tie-in.
There's a lot of them here, but last one, Miss Topian podcast says that's on my short list of topics to cover in our second season. Haven't seen it in forever, but it touches on some interesting topics: deep fakes, inflation, and a hyper-violent society. I also remember it being supremely stupid, so it's right in my wheelhouse.
All
Supremely
that is very
all completely true.
Yeah, and there you have it. Yeah, people seem to like this
Nice.
movie. That's for
It's
sure.
here, like, this website is telling me that Arnold Schwarzenegger was 40 years old when he made this movie. That's not.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
That
we do.
seems-
We talked about this when we did his movie True Lies.
True
He was like
Lies.
49.
that's insane.
Yeah,
He does
dude,
not. He looks
dude
like
is
he's
old.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, he's in his 70s now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he's,
if he
he's
was
coming
40
up on
years
80.
old-
70,
Yeah,
76.
because this was in '87, so if he was 40 years old in that, '87 was
He was 30.
35 years ago. No,
36.
We're not
36 years ago.
We don't claim to be math experts on this show, so
Mm-mm.
check the math if you really want.
We are specifically.
Either way,
not
I mean, but the
math
guy was
experts.
doing like Mr. Universe shit, building up, bodybuilding and all that stuff first, and then he
Yeah.
came
that's
to
true.
America, right, and started acting like Hercules in New York or whatever that Manhattan or whatever that movie is, and then he.
Hercules in New York. It is a terrible film. Well worth watching
Yeah.
at least once.
That's what you're saying. I haven't seen it, but I mean, yeah, he got a little later in his career as far as acting, but it's because of like shit like The Rock, right? The Rock didn't go right away into movies. He did wrestling. So
Yeah.
That's very true.
40 years old though, I thought he looked like he was like mid 30s in this to me, but
Yeah, it's crazy.
I thought he was young. This clean shaven
He's
Arnold,
got-
and then
yeah,
you got
baby
bearded
face.
Arnold for a little bit, and then he did have. He's got those high cheekbones. I think maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Eric, for running us through the social.
Absolutely.
If those at home want to play along with us next week, we're getting into the Tarantino movie Reservoir Dogs. We're just cleaning out Eric's closet.
I know you
Filling
guys.
in
I feel like you
everything
guys
that
are
he hasn't seen
catering
this month.
to me. I feel lucky.
well,
Why
we're
is it the
older,
month of
so we've
Eric?
just seen a lot more.
that's true.
Back in my day.
I think that's why.
True.
But yeah, I don't mind revisiting these movies. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
Tarantino,
haven't seen
Reservoir
that.
Dogs, like Tarantino's
That's a
just always good to
classic.
chew on.
Crossing
Oh.
some
And I haven't
heavy
seen it
hitters
since
off the list.
probably college.
Oh. So that one, yeah, very excited to get that one together, and then we'll have a calendar out with maybe some time for next month. We'll see what's going on then, and we can circle back. But enough of that. Let's get into the real meat and potatoes here.
Let's get into
ladies
our.
and gentlemen,
What are those? What
The
are
yellow
those things? We get into the
jumpsuits. Oh,
Yeah.
the vacuum sleds.
the
Yeah.
bobsled thing.
The vacuum sleds. Yeah.
Shoot us in, Zach, too.
Rocket sleds.
Yep.
They were
It
rocket
is
powered.
time to
Oh,
start
that's
running, boys. So
I'm
let's take
too
a little
fat
break.
to run.
Shoot you down the tube. But when we come back, we will talk more about the Running Man. Until then,
Don't touch that dial.
Oh,
thank you.
just
Thank
for
you,
me?
studio
Thank you so
audience. Oh, not everybody at once. Calm down. Calm down. We got a show to run here.
Hold your applause. Throw money.
Please. Big money.
Place your
big
bets.
prizes.
Place your bets right now.
All right. Well, we are back into the summer of Arnold. It feels good. It's like a warm blanket cuddling back up. It's such a cozy thing to watch. Brandon with his Terminator toys. Sorry, action figures. Let's be
It's a
honest.
doll.
Mm-hmm.
It's Arnold.
No, sir, I didn't
Arnold
see you playing with your
figurine.
dolls again. Sorry, Spaceballs reference thrown in there too. But let's talk about The Running Man. A book written by Stephen King, aka Richard Bachman, came out in 1987. I thought this was a later movie. I thought this was like early 90s, but
No.
man,
It screams
this-
80s.
Whoa,
Yeah.
man, this is
It
80s.
screams 80s so much.
They had a budget of $27 million on this movie, which
Where'd it
seems
go?
Seems like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Listen, they had
Fucking
all kinds of pyro
Dynamo's
effects,
outfit.
costumes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Listen,
Dude,
Diamond-
I can't.
It's.
I think
that
most
would
of
be a
it
good
went to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was gonna say
Yes.
I will take 25 million of it,
right?
and a million
was
for
a,
cigars.
You got like 500,000 to make a
Yeah.
set in costumes. So here you go.
Every time I see him in a movie with a cigar, now I'm like, oh, Arnold's putting that in himself. Like we all
Yeah.
know what
Oh,
he's
yeah.
doing.
Predator.
It was a movie was a moderate success, I would say, probably. Pulled in
Okay.
38 million. Had some mixed reviews. But I don't know if anybody has read the book, but there are a lot of differences
have not.
apparently from the book to the movie. Apparently, the movie is much flashier, much more, I guess, I don't know, I want to say exciting, but
There's
it's got a little more
YouTube videos that
pizzazz
can.
to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a YouTube like people that will go and say what's the difference. And from what I remember checking this out a long time ago, it's way more political. I know the character's scrawny, and like the main character Ben Richards, and he eventually crashes. He like does this, like a suicide thing, and he crashes his helicopter or something like that into like headquarters that
Spoiler
ends it.
alert.
So
Yeah.
Damn.
I imagine it was probably much darker tone than this one.
I
Maybe read the
I want to
book
say
anymore.
Stephen King probably does not like this adaptation because it's probably nothing like his.
I think
I mean,
he's pretty
book.
open that
He's
he does
notorious for
like
not
this.
liking them. Other than
Steven,
Stand By
so
He
Me.
they're
loves
gonna
Stand
make
By
a
Me.
Stand By
movie
Me. like we
adaptation
talked
of your
about.
book. Oh, okay. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger's gonna be all right. I'm done. I don't need to hear anymore. Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger's gonna be in the run. Get the fuck out of here. That's probably what happened.
Stephen King is probably like, okay, cut me a check and we're good.
Yeah,
That's all I
exactly.
care.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's miserable while he thanks for the money.
Cost of living
I
is
will
pretty
cry
low up
all
in
the way
Maine.
to the bank.
Exactly.
He's doing all right. Before we dive into it, let's hear some people's like general thoughts on this. Our guest is Zolgar. Why don't you go first? Tell us a little bit of your history of the movie. Have you seen it before? How long has it been since you've seen it?
I think
General
I've seen it
thoughts.
once or twice before. It's been a long time though. Probably at least a decade, possibly pushing 2
Mm.
decades since I've seen it.
Okay, so it's fairly fresh this watch.
Yeah, and definitely I noticed a lot of things I didn't notice back then. For an 80s movie, I have to preface that really, for an 80s movie,
Mhm.
it's a lot more progressive than I was expecting it to be. I mean, the what's her name? The woman in it.
Amber.
Yeah, Amber is not really just relegated to being the role of damsel in distress. She is a couple of times, but not for long or heavily. It's like I say, more progressive than I expected. Overall, just really entertaining, unbearably stupid, but in all the best ways.
Yes.
It
Yes.
is the quintessential classic 80s Arnold action movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that
Yeah,
is- that is a good summary there.
It's interesting. Yeah, I agree with the progressive angle, like because she is a strong, independent character. She's living by herself, and she knows how to handle herself. But just like every other movie, they can't help themselves but have them kiss at the very end. I'm like, come on.
It was like an awkward, weird, like I wasn't like forced.
I mean,
but
I know
it
they
kind of was.
I know they kind of, spent time together and they helped each other survive through this ordeal and whatnot, but they met. Arnold broke into her apartment, tried to kidnap her and take her to Hawaii, and then by the end they're kissing. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
They just can't help themselves.
It's your first watch, Eric.
Traumatic experience, bonding. I don't know.
Yeah, you can chalk it all up to that. For me, anyways.
How does it? How do you rate it though? Because like I remember you watched Gladiator, and like this was one of the best.
Oh, for me,
I've seen. Yeah, like when you're seeing this, like
in the pantheon of Arnold, or in the pantheon of like all movies.
Just like, hey, now you finally got around to seeing it. Like you enjoyed. What was the other one we did from the '80s? Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like you can appreciate the '80s.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, finally seeing this flick, like.
Of course, I enjoyed this movie. I mean, I love Arnold. I love everything he does. So this is like quintessential Arnold. You got everything that makes an Arnold movie: over the top action, the one-liners, the constant one-liners, which I really, really appreciate. And just the movie as a whole, it kind of combines two of my loves: dystopian futures and game shows. So like, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I loved game shows. Like I used to watch The Price is Right religiously every day. Like summer vacation, I'm home. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. I get my breakfast. I sit down. I watch Price is Right for an hour, and it was the best time ever. And Family Feud, of course, was a big staple for me as well. Richard Dawson wasn't my host that I grew up with. Whatchamacallit? Dude from Home Improvement, Karn. Richard Karn.
Oh, wow.
Errol Borland was the first Family Feud host that I experienced, which
he wasn't a bad one.
He was a host of Family Feud.
He was the host of Family Feud for a while, like in the early 2000s, because that's when I grew up. That's when I was a kid, so that's when I was watching it. But yeah, Errol Borland on Family Feud.
He's not the worst, but he's not the best.
Right, exactly.
I think Louis Anderson. I wasn't really big on him.
I didn't know Louis Anderson.
Steve Harvey is crushing Family Feud.
Oh yeah, everybody loves the Steve Harvey feud.
He's probably the best since Dawson.
But no, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It's kind of, again, probably exactly what I was expecting, like going into it. Sometimes I'm caught off guard by movies, like last week when we watched True Grit, I went into it expecting something and it was completely different. But this was kind of exactly what it promised,
That's what you signed up for.
Right. Yeah. Wacky dystopian future. It's just a fun action movie all the way through. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a great watch.
Nice.
Fun.
So, Eric, I have a movie suggestion for you.
Oh, let's hear it.
The original Rollerball.
Okay, I've definitely never seen
I've
that.
only seen parts of it, but that's
seen
even
that
older, right? Isn't it like early 80s?
I think so.
70s?
It's dystopic. It's actually got a lot of similarities to Running Man. It's kind of dystopic, themed around an ultra-violent blood sport that has taken over political arguments.
Okay, I love it.
1975.
Yeah, it's a classic, and it is another one that's so bad it's great. The remake was entertaining, but not good.
I mean, I feel like this genre of like dystopian future game show is sort of making a comeback. I mean, we have Squid Game, and then we obviously did Alice in Borderland for the show, which is a similar concept where people are forced to compete in this game, and you have to win to survive. I just love that concept. So this kind of hit the spot for me.
Nice. How about you, Brandon? It's been a while.
It's been a couple of years.
Nice.
Before that, probably a couple more years, but I like it. I don't know. It's definitely a movie I've seen many times, so it's kind of reminds you of like, why is Arnold like one of the biggest action stars? Well, for movies like this, they're turn your brain off, just watch the guy be what we signed up for. It's just like seeing The Rock right now. He's just what The Rock's gonna look like, act like, and be in his movies. Same thing with Arnold. Like everybody on that helicopter, that fucking intro is like speaking English, and then you got this, whoa, there's people down there. We can't kill them. They just want food. It's like, where are you from? Like it's just never like in question. He doesn't bother at like changing up his accent. He just is like, you need a big guy to play the main character, and that's what he's gonna do, and he does. I'll say this. This is the only thing that, and this is probably gonna be like, I don't know, whatever it is, what it is, but I kind of feel like this is his worst. Not, I'm sorry. How do I say this? I don't think his one-liners are as good as they are in other movies. I feel like these are very cliche, but this might be because of at the time when they're coming out. But like, he was singing them so much, it's I don't know. It's only I watched Commando,
it was
and I
almost
love
like
Commando.
Yeah, it was almost like a parody of himself because he did the "I'll be back" line. You know,
It's
But this is
But it's making me
87. This
think
is
like,
before I'll be back from T2.
But
No,
he
he
did
says it.
use the line in Terminator 1 as well. I actually
Oh, did
double
he?
checked
Okay.
that because
Yeah.
it's in Terminator 1, it was the scene at the police station when he walks in to try to get to Sarah Connor, and the guy's like, well, you can't go back there. And he's like, I'll be back. And then he rams a car through the wall.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Good
let
call.
me hit you with this, guys. So as you'll recall,
Ow.
we we for our 100th episode extravaganza, we did an Arnold tier list. Do you remember where we
Yes.
ranked the Running Man?
This has got to be in the A tier.
No.
yeah, hey,
This you guys must have had rose-colored glasses when we were doing this tier list.
yes,
Because we put it in the top tier only behind Terminator 2, Predator, and Commando. So Running Man was basically number 4 best Arnold movie of all time. Above
I mean, that's
above
the
Total Recall and True Lies, you say?
No.
No.
probably not.
This
Oh,
honestly, I'm
And
sorry.
the
this
first
is
Terminator-
Arnold.
And the first Terminator and Last Action Hero in Kindergarten Cop? I don't know.
See, I don't
Last
know.
Action Hero is A tier maybe
Yes.
even S tier.
Oh,
It,
yeah,
it is
I-
it did make A
love
tier
it.
for us, The Last Action Hero. But yeah, Running Man was like in S tier number 4
Wow.
best movie.
No.
Yeah. I would
This
not
is-
rate
this-
it that
must have been
highly
late in the
after
show.
seeing
must
it.
have been-
I
that
like I said,
a little boozed
I
up.
would put this B tier. It's
I think I
fun,
would go
but
there
it's
too,
Not,
yeah,
It's
think I
not
would go
one of
there
his
too.
best movies.
right.
B tier
it's-
sounds
it's-
right. B tier sounds
I
right.
don't think it's Arnold that's making it B tier. I just think like I don't know, like the 80s-ness and the cheesiness. Like I don't think it aged.
But it was
well
a
with some
cheesy
of the,
Arnold performance also.
like
You know.
Dynamo's costume and his car that he's driving around in looks like it's.
I
built
mean,
out of,
Dynamo was a
cardboard
complete
boxes that they spray
fool.
painted gray. Like, what are you guys doing?
None of us were old enough to really be around to soak this movie in and appreciate what it was. So we're just kind of watching it as kids and then seeing it when it was on TV and then watching it for like a podcast. But like, was this a big joke though? Like, it's like they're just having fun with it because like their vehicles are so dumb. Their outfits, their haircuts. Were
It
they
looks
dumb
like the
then?
Tesla. It looks like the Tesla truck that they tried to come out with a few years
Nice.
ago. Like the blocky. It's just metal plates on the side of the
They
car.
didn't even bother making a 2019 like art style. They just went like
Excuse me, it was
was
2017.
2017, but it was made in 87, and it's just like they're like, yeah, fashion has not changed since. There's just like
Nope.
big screens you can type into and like put.
I love
photos
the
on
technology. I will say I love that this like
80s
era
tech.
this era of 80s future tech, you know? It's like
Mhm.
Yeah.
we've talked about this before with movies like Alien and, you know, other movies that take place in the past but are depicting
Die Hard.
a future.
They even had security
Die
in
Hard.
its building that we were laughing about.
But it takes the technology from the time and imagines what it would look like, you know, 30 years in the future. So it's all the still
Black
it's,
screen,
it's the same
green text.
aesthetics. Yeah, it's the same aesthetic, but it's just like there's
Yeah.
either more buttons or like touch screens or yeah, it's just
More
it's
buttons.
it's funny.
They don't have the
Hold on,
technology
Dave.
to make the new technology.
What about you? Like, how was it for you revisiting?
It was
This.
good. Like I said, I didn't remember it being as like 80s cheese. I do appreciate an Arnold movie. I do love the old game. I have like a fond place in my heart for Smash TV, which was
Mm.
Oh,
essentially based off
so
of
good.
this game. I mean, it's not going back and playing it now. It's fun. You can see why it's an arcade game. It's not that great going back, but no, this movie's fun. I love American Gladiators.
Yeah.
I love a lot of those, kind of
boss fights. in the movie.
Gladiator. Yeah, it's got all those cheesy things in it. So no, it's good. It's not like Zolgar was saying. It's probably like, A to B tier.
I would B
Arnold
tier sounds
in
right
his
to me.
pantheon.
After seeing it, I think B tier is the perfect place for it.
I think I can agree with all of this. I think, yes.
One thing I
let
did not
it be
notice-
known.
You guys see who did the music for this movie? Harold Faltermeyer.
Okay.
What's he
Who
known for?
also did the Axel F theme from Beverly Hills Cop. Everybody knows that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also did Top Gun themes.
Ooh.
He's done a whole bunch of other movies, but it was kind of
So basically, he's
his.
the 80s action movie music guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right,
yeah,
I think he
yeah.
did help out with the new Top Gun movie, but I mean, he had a good 12-year gap in the 2000s between movies, so he's probably just living rich, high on the hog. From
It's
his
that
total
classic like
recall
80s synth soundtrack,
Mhm.
you know?
I'm-
Like it is so
glad we're talking about
80s,
this.
man. Like I noticed the
So,
soundtrack just because it's like whenever someone makes a stereotypical like parody of 80s songs, this is the kind of shit that you hear.
So, did anybody play Final Fantasy VII? On
Guilty as
PlayStation?
charged.
hmm
Some of it,
Okay,
yeah.
so I loved that game when it came out in high school in like 1997 or whatever, right? So 10 years later, there's a massive opening act in that game. It takes place in the city Midgar, right? Dystopian future city and all that stuff. When you go to Shinra, the corporation that's kind of making the kind of whatever, the big company that's kind of running everything, their song is identical to this movie. Dun, 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 that synth piano lick, and it's over and over, and I couldn't take it anymore. So after the movie was over, the first thing I searched, Running Man, Final Fantasy VII. Boom, I find Reddit, and over the years, people have been saying, it's funny, you go on Reddit, you'll see people saying, has anybody thought of this or noticed this? I'm seeing this for the first time. Another person, I'm the same. Boom, 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 up to like 15 people were like, they're all like, I'm here to announce that I also have made this connection, and it's I don't know, the song was played throughout the movie,
That's
so I
amazing.
just kept. I'm just glad you made a comment on that. It's so synth cheesy 80s.
It didn't have
Music.
Dynamo singing, did it? Though
The opera,
that was
the opera
the
singing.
best part.
Listen, do you know something
Like-
funny about Dynamo?
Yeah.
The guy that played him, it's not funny at all.
Erland Van Lith.
He died the same year the movie came out. In real
Did he
life.
really?
Yeah, he died in 1987.
What happened? Like a heart
Shit.
attack or?
Probably. I mean, he was a big dude, so it was
Yeah.
probably something like that. But yeah, I was like,
He
I
died on set.
was looking up the cast, and I'm like, I was looking at Dynamo's character. I'm like, he died in 1987, and I'm like, that's the same year the movie came out. I just thought that was interesting. This movie killed him. This performance killed him. Poor guy.
That
Possibly.
weird clear plastic and LEDs. He couldn't get it off, and he just.
Yeah, that costume was just.
That costume was so terrible.
That was something. Like at one point, well, even the characters joke about it because I think Amber was like, called him like a Christmas tree or something, and I'm like, that's exactly what he looks like.
Well,
I think it was Ben that called him a Christmas
Was it?
tree.
Okay.
And what was Amber's line about that? It's actually
She had it was a good kind of one-liner right before his demise.
It's
Yeah.
demise, yeah. And Laughlin there, that guy, I knew I recognized him, but he's from Alien. I forgot.
Oh,
he did
shit.
look familiar.
Yep.
Yeplet Kato.
And
Yep.
we had Jesse Ventura in here, obviously, from
Jesse
Predator.
Ventura, Jim Brown.
I guess they became friends on Predator, and he
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
could-
be.
I could
or he
see
was
that.
asked by Arnold or something like that. Which you could see that those guys were building up to have their big confrontation. Like
Oh, yeah.
you could tell there's probably some kind of friendship. I mean, he's a big guy himself. He was great. It's almost unfortunate that he wasn't in it as much.
I know.
Like
He just was
It
like
wasn't
in the
that
background
big
as
of a
like the
fight.
security guard, or he was Captain Freedom doing his exercise videos, and then he was like the muscle for Killian or whatever. And then they just, they had all the stalkers were dead, so like, meh, get the Cap in there. But yeah, I think he was
That
underutilized in this movie. I agree with that.
Definitely
I mean,
was.
we also had is it Frank Zappa's son, Dweezil?
I think it's the one with the beret. That goes like,
Dweezil.
don't touch that dial.
That's him. He had like a
Oh.
TV show back in the early '90s. I guess he was in Bill
Yeah.
and Ted's Excellent Adventure too, but
Well,
yeah,
let's
lots
just say
of-
right here, the acting is not good in this movie across the board, except for
No.
One person showed up, and it was not Arnold.
Richard Dawson.
Richard
It was
Dawson.
fucking Richard
right?
Dawson.
He's
The
fucking. He
guy-
knocked it out of the
think
park,
he
dude.
is the reason why. I think he's reason why this movie was a success. Like Arnold would have been good just based off of like, but I think the legacy of this movie is because of the host. I think it's a good villain movie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the mini villains are fun, but
He was great. I mean, the fact that they really did a good job of setting him up to be that complete Two-Face. You know, the scene when he runs into the janitor, you know, all smiles like, "Oh, it's okay, you're good,
Yeah.
you're good,
Yep,
it's all
yep.
good." And the moment that they're out of earshot, if he's still mopping floors here tomorrow, you're mopping floors here all month.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
They set him
right,
up
it's
real
like little
quick
things
to
like
be
that,
the bad guy, for sure.
But his acting was so good. He is moving around. He is bringing energy. He
I guess I don't-
killed his
don't-
role.
Do you guys know the history behind like Richard Dawson's career? The only thing I know about him is Family Feud. Like, was he an actor,
Right.
like a traditional actor before that?
Well,
I
let's
don't
check out
know,
his
but that's I didn't even
IMDb
think about
page.
checking about that people.
Because like I was like, he's a
game.
I only know him as the game show host from Family Feud from
Right.
forever ago.
I mean, it could have been just
I
like, hey,
mean-
you're so good at that. Do you want to just be in a movie? Because we need one. Arnold Schwarzenegger's in it off of a
He
kid
had
book.
some
and-
stuff like in the '70s. Like he
was in
started
Hogan's
the
Heroes.
60s. Yeah,
So
So
yeah,
he
he-
has-
Oh, okay. That's a big deal.
yeah. He was in Treasure Island. He was a voice on
Okay,
Hong
so
Kong
he has
Phooey.
acting
yeah,
chops. then.
okay, yeah. Because I was like,
This is the
was-
last thing that he has in his IMDb page
Oh, wow.
is the Running Man, though. So
yeah.
He's like, I'm done.
this was his what should I call it? Magnum opus.
Magnum Opus
Right.
is great. They really did lean into his strong points though, like his interactions with the crowd when he's like talking to the old ladies and getting
Oh, yeah.
kisses from the cheeks from the old ladies.
I mean, he was always kissing the contestants on Family Feud
Agnes.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Smoozing with the ladies.
yeah, they play into him very nicely. I guess I don't know. I mean, we're talking about a movie that's what did we say, 36 years old. Do we need to hit up the plot any further, or I mean,
No, but what do you
we
guys
kinda
think about
got it?
the dystopian future and then looking at our world today? Like, do you think if shit went down, do you think we would do this today?
Absolutely.
Are we still like that bloodthirsty?
I could see it.
I think
it's,
we're more bloodthirsty, if anything.
it's morbid.
Right.
It's this morbid, like human nature thing, where we want to see people
Honestly,
just tear each
I
other
have-
apart.
Yeah, I have been waiting for something like this to show up on TV basically since I've watched this movie the first time.
Yeah, like American
It's completely
Gladiator,
believable.
Battle Dome. Like they have had shows like this. Obviously, not fighting to the death, but it's the same idea. You trap these normal people in, with these, especially like I don't know if you guys have seen
Well, they're using
Battle Dome
felons
at all, but like
for this.
yeah,
So you don't. So that's like makes it okay. That
Felons.
makes it okay.
right,
to,
felon.
like,
Yeah, exactly. That's
to
the
do
whole
it.
point.
That is true. I mean, technically yes, but they're competing for years off of their sentence or like to get pardoned or whatever, depending on I guess whatever crime they did. But like that is something that I could completely see being.
I mean,
believable.
the government controlling the media portion of it is, I mean, probably already happening already. So that's completely believable. And it's the same
big
thing.
cry
with-
people have
Podcast
is
been
that, like-
censored.
Well, that's the big cry that people have on both the left and right side of America, at least, right? That like the media is controlling, like
Fake news.
somebody's manipulating what we're seeing and hearing
Right,
and stuff
right,
like
right.
that, right? But they know they've cracked the code. They know what's up. But really, I think there is definitely got to be some influence. I mean, especially when you look at these deep pockets, these people are influencing each other. I mean, that's obviously happening in some capacity. I mean, you look at football, like what are we watching? We're watching people lunge and throw their bodies
MMA,
at each other,
boxing.
take someone down. UFC
Pro
is
wrestling.
huge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
And the MMA, pro wrestling, they're completely different things.
It's human nature. I mean,
Yeah.
look at gladiators in ancient Rome. It's the same thing. We used to watch people kill each other and fight to the death until we were like, nah, maybe we shouldn't do that. You know?
And I mean, in slightly more recent movies, you've got the reimagining of Death Race.
Mhm.
I mean, that's basically Running Man but with cars.
Yeah.
Right.
It's yeah.
And
I think it's
like
just
that-
this fascination, like human nature fascination with this
Well,
competition.
I don't wanna
and-
be
Big
dark.
Squid Game was. Squid Game like blew up, and that was
Yes.
kind of
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Like people
Murder games.
love.
and
Yes.
to go with Squid Game, honestly, how many people in poverty, if given the opportunity to make boatloads of money, but they might die,
Mhm.
how many people would actually sign up for that?
I bet a lot of people.
be a lot, yeah. Oh, and you
Yeah.
have to murder people to do it, and people hands start going up all over the place. I bet.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
I
Yeah,
do like
it's
these,
wild, man.
these-
People have it's very human. Like that's I think some of the draw of this movie is like it's ridiculous. Like how it's a parody. Like how can we have a game show where we take these people and we watch them die and watch like that's the #1 show and the government's like funding this like, but all right, maybe not to that extreme, but it's still based on something in us, like you said with like Gladiators or Squid Games, dude. Ukraine and Russia are having a fucking war. People are on TikTok making clips of video. People are going YouTube and make shorts. There's millions of videos with millions of views of people just watching clips of the war. Like
yeah, and people are making like money
it's
off
real.
that shit too. Yeah.
yeah.
Or other people's strife.
Well, the horror genre exists for a reason. People get into like movies like Hostel and Saw. Like we
But
like
yeah,
to
it's
see
just
it.
it's,
like,
just
it's
morbid.
in us.
Morbid
Morbid
curiosity.
curiosity.
And like when you
It
watch
keeps
an
you feeling alive.
when you watch an MMA fight or a boxing match, you want to see a knockout. You want to see someone get hurt. That's what you're waiting for. That's what you're there to see. So it's all human nature.
when people watch NASCAR, when do they cheer the most?
Exactly. They want to see the crash.
Sadly, yeah, when the accident happens.
when they turn
Yeah.
right. You're like, oh my god.
It's actually
What's going
left,
on here?"
Dave. You don't know your
I know
NASCAR.
they always.
No, that's
turn
the
left,
point.
that's
You
why.
turn right and you cause a crash.
Oh, there you go. That's
There
funny.
it is.
Yep.
What do you know?
it's-
You're
it's
wearing a
true.
Mario Kart shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Don't talk to me about racing.
But I'll say another thing that part of the charm with this movie, though, I think, is that there are a lot of characters. Now, they're not like the best acted characters, but they don't need to be because they're ridiculous. Like when Sub-Zero comes out, I'm like watching this movie, like these are actually really stupid characters. Like they're
Really,
actually handicapped with the things that they have to do. Like they have a overweight Asian guy loaded up with all this padding, and he's got to stay on ice. Like, what if they leave the area?
Well, that's what
What if they make him trip? They could just easily take this guy out, and they do.
that's what Jesse Ventura's character. That's what he was saying at the end of it, because they got him all dressed up in his suit with all
He's
this
got his
bulky
stupid
like
robot
armor
suit.
and like guns and shit, and he's like, I don't want to wear this
Looks like
stuff.
it was
This is dumb. Like
Toys R Us costume or something like that.
remember the
You can do
days when I would just go at someone with my bare hands, So,
Yeah.
but
But
It's kind of
it also makes sense that they would have those stupid, ridiculous costumes because, well, think of like video game characters. There's that aesthetic, and that's
yeah.
what draws people
Yes.
in. Is not the.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the violence.
they're
it's
drawn
the
to the
style.
character. It's the
professional
character.
wrestler. It's the
Yeah.
professional wrestler persona that they're
Persona,
putting
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
actually the pro wrestling is a great way to put that
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it's those guys are basically a future extension of pro wrestlers.
Yeah, because like you see all these people in the crowd, they bring up there's this portion of the show where they choose someone from the audience chooses the next Stalker, and they're all like so giddy. They're like, I don't know who to choose. I love Sub-Zero. I love Dynamo. Right? Yeah. So like these people, they're invested. People who are watching are invested in the characters and the Stalkers because those are like the celebrities of the game. So that everybody has
It's
their
fun,
own
though.
favorites. I like that. Yeah.
But it's you're right though. Like Zolgar, you're right. When you talk about like the costumes, it makes it memorable. Maybe 80s aesthetic makes it more charming today because it's like so bad. Like Dynamo is like ridiculous, but it's fun in the movie. I think they were just having fun with it. It probably was more of that wrestling approach. I mean, it's more of a meathead, lowbrow story, anyways.
Mhm.
Like King probably wanted to have something more deep, but like let's just be honest, this is just like turn your brain off and have fun watching dumb
Fun.
shit happen.
Yep. Fun
For
action
sure.
movie.
That's probably why.
And like Arnold's never in trouble. I'm sorry, Ben Richards is never in trouble. It's not like he's like losing. Dude, his buddy from school gets killed. He gets zapped by Dynamo. He never even says anything about it.
Is this buddy from school? I thought it was just some
Didn't they
random
say
dude.
I
it's
thought
like
they
in
were
prison.
just in
No.
prison together.
Prison
One was from
buddies.
prison. The other one he met in like a childhood friend or something
No,
like that.
they were both. He knew them both in prison. Those
Oh,
were the
that
two
one?
guys that.
Oh.
Yeah, those are the two guys he busted out of prison with.
Okay, I thought they threw a line that
Which-
like one he knew was older.
He
Well,
was
anyway,
a school teacher friend because he
Right,
was a school
that's what
teacher
it
before he
was.
went to prison.
That's what it was.
got it. Thank you.
Just-
That's what it
That
was.
guy's arc was funny, like weird because he was like all about the satellites and the communications and like the very beginning. I laughed out loud at this like shitty 80s technology where he looks over the guy's shoulder and he sees him put in like the 5-digit code.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I can't get it to do it. I can't.
I
And he just
love
keeps
it.
putting in the same 5-digit code over and over
Did you
again.
see his hands though? He's like touching the keyboard like a madman. That's like
Yeah, it's like
a
6
movie trick that
digits.
drives me crazy.
And it's
They
called
don't use mice or anything like that. They just like,
FXM7J.
That's
and
what I'm
it.
talking about with the technology.
and like fuck, Chico is like ba-da-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. He's like shooting all these people, and all of a sudden he's just like, all right, like we're shutting down this defense that the security has. And then this Chico guy just starts running. Puts his
He's
gun
like,
down, and
"Fuck
just
it, I'm
starts running
going."
at this last gunner. And yeah, Schwarzenegger's like, Chico, and he's just running, and just like head pops off. And
Well,
that's when like
they had to
friggin'
give it
nerd
to
guy
us,
goes like,
you know.
oh, like I got it in. Like 5 seconds later, Chico couldn't wait. 5
Listen,
seconds.
Chico had to be the
had a bad
example.
Wi-Fi
You know,
signal.
we needed to see that head pop, so it had to be someone. So Chico was the sacrifice. You know, but
Yeah.
it's the same with when he was doing like the hex code thing on the satellite uplink, and it's like this 3D graphic, and there's just like numbers flying up. I'm like, this is ridiculous, but it's great. It fits
It's
into this movie.
It's the meme of hacker typing, essentially.
Mhm.
It's based all on this. But.
I mean, the whole like, because you have the main story with Ben Richards and just trying to escape, but then you have like this side story of this resistance that's happening. That's basically trying to take down the government and reveal their secrets and tell everybody that everything that they're seeing is controlled. They're being lied to. Blah 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 blah. Which
Standard dystopian
yeah. It was
stuff.
It was fine, but all of that came to a head in like the last 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, which it just felt like, okay, we meet these resistance, this Mick guy, they upload the code to the satellite uplink, and then that's it. They take out Killian, and then boom, they kiss.
I know the government
ending.
could easily squash this rebellion and just lie about it.
Right.
Oh, we nuked that city. I mean, we don't care about that city anyways.
You see that
did you-
Mick, the leader of the resistance, was actually Mick Fleetwood
Yeah.
from Fleetwood Mac. I
Fleetwood
didn't
Mac, he's the
recognize
drummer.
it until I was.
Now, I actually like
later
Fleetwood
about
Mac. I adore the Rumors album. Anybody know anything about Fleetwood Mac? No. So what's crazy is they started in like the late '60s as a British band. It was like 2 guys, and they got like Fleetwood. He was on drums. All these people have changed, come and gone. He's the only one that's like still there. I think maybe like one other guy been like the original, or at least part of the original-ish lineup. But like Lindsey Buckingham and what's her face? The real popular female singer. I'm drawing a blank. But how am I not remembering her name?
I lost it.
Anyways, Fleetwood Mac. They have two really popular singers, and they were in
Mac,
like
right?
three
Is
or
it Stevie Nicks?
Stevie Nicks. Thank you. They were not part of the original lineup of the band. It's just crazy, but it's named after like I guess Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood. So he like is part of like created this band. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that Fleetwood Mac has this long history of all these people that come in under the name Fleetwood Mac, and yeah, I don't know. I love music, so but
That's the drummer.
seeing him randomly cast in the movie, I'm like, they got a TV show host, a real TV show host to be in this movie. Yes, he has some acting background, but still, they got Arnold Schwarzenegger. They got
Frank
Paula
Zappa's kid.
Abdul. Paula Abdul did all the corny '80s dancing shit. She choreographed
Oh.
that.
That's
That looks
interesting.
looks very like straight out of a Paula Abdul.
And those were
I love
those
the
dancing
tights on
scenes
those
were
girls.
they were long too. Like they did not skimp out on those. Like
It
they
felt like a
No, I
Universal
know. What was
Studios
that? It was
like a
show
whole-
or something like that.
yeah, it was a whole choreographed routine that they show. I'm like, all right, this is cool, I guess, but I don't need this much of it.
It's all about the showmanship. You got to have
Sure.
that, and you got to have the pizzazz, and you got to have the Hollywood aspect to it.
All right, I do gotta.
I just think that like it was creative casting, just pulling in the unique people. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
also
I mean,
adds
you
to
know-
the charm of this movie. It's just
Yeah,
a mixed
yeah, yeah.
bag. It's not,
You got
you know.
Jim Brown too, like a football player playing one of the other people. You
Oh.
got Jesse Ventura from
Yeah,
wrestling as
yeah,
one of the
yeah.
other guys. So like
Yep.
it's a mixed bag there. Sorry, Eric, you were gonna jump in with something.
I was just gonna ask you guys who's your favorite stalker, because you got
Fireball.
Fireball favorite. Okay,
Fireball.
I was gonna say you
that
got
was quick.
you
Why?
got Sub-Zero, Professor Sub-Zero, Buzzsaw, of course, Dynamo, of course, and yeah, Fireball, Captain Freedom.
Fireball. No question.
Why Fireball? Is it the backpack? Is it the jetpack?
First of all, I'm a pyro. I
Okay,
I
makes
have
sense.
actually been a professional fire performer in my life.
Nice.
But also his aesthetic is, I think, the coolest of the aesthetics. The only one that comes close is Buzzsaw.
I like Buzzsaw.
And also, I mean, he's got a rocket pack. Can't
That's
go wrong with
true.
a rocket
That is
pack.
pretty badass.
That's pretty sweet.
And a flamethrower. Yeah, it's
And
yeah,
a flamethrower. Hey, I mean, he's basically Boba Fett. He's got a flamethrower and a jetpack.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And he dies in a really stupid way.
Also very true.
I like.
He's taking his time with his murders. He's really trying to savor it. And Arnold pops out of the ceiling. Like, how the fuck did that guy get up there?
I wish.
I know. I was picturing that, just like holding his entire body, scaling.
I wish the stalker fights were longer, I guess I would say, is one of my
Yeah.
critiques of this movie. Like, I was expecting those to be like, you know, kind of like a cat and mouse situation where the stalker would be hunting them and, you know, Arnold would be, and his group would be running away, hiding, trying to come up with crafty ways to get them. But really, the stalker just shows up. It's one scene of them fighting and then Arnold kills them and then they move on to something else.
Mhm.
I'm like, I wish they got more screen time with these stalkers because they're supposed to be like the best of the best on this game show, but they get taken out pretty darn quick by
Yeah, and I mean,
by
I'm
Arnold.
Pretty easily. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that you look at with this. It's like, you know, apparently this was the first time stalkers had died on this show.
Exactly.
You're like, these guys aren't that good.
Guys suck.
Dynamo literally drives into a thing and he flips over his
He did
vehicle
that
and he's like,
himself.
I know.
Did they never have even remotely skilled runners before?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, apparently they didn't usually get military contracts, but still.
Yeah,
What?
I thought the same thing. I'm like, yeah, this is the first time these stalkers as any stalker has ever died on the show before. But all Arnold did was like trip a guy and then stab him, or like he I guess he overpowered Buzzsaw and chainsawed his balls off. But other than
Yeah,
that,
that's the only. That was really the only one that the
That's
kill
bad.
was
Like
not
strength
the.
instead of
Yeah, it was the only one
luck or-
that the kill was not the stalker just being stupid.
the other stuff was like Looney Tunes type
Yeah.
shit, you know?
I mean, okay,
Wile E.
the
Coyote.
Sub-Zero ran into a barbed wire garrote.
yeah.
right.
I mean, that right there is it's stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand how his hockey thing works because he like takes this little bomb thing and then he hits it and then it explodes. Like, does it activate when you hit it and then it explodes when it lands on something? Like, I don't know.
It's-
Don't
knows,
question
it's
it.
Science.
There is okay. This is my explanation for it. There is an RFID reader in it, and it basically is triggered specifically with his hockey stick. So he can do
Oh,
whatever
there
he
you go.
wants with it until he smacks it with
Proximity.
a hockey stick, and then what's
Oh,
arms it.
That's
Then it
smart.
booms.
Okay.
Okay.
That's smart. Yep.
Okay.
Problem solved. This is the
Yeah,
future.
Well, there you go.
It's 2017. They got all this technology figured out by then, guys.
Who was your favorite, Dave? Are you with me? Is it Dynamo?
Dynamo turned out pretty creepy towards the end.
Is
of
he
it,
just your
but,
favorite because he's such
kinda
a
just a different-
dope?
Stupid. So
He's just-
dumb.
He's singing opera. He's got all these fucking lights all over him. Like, I don't know. I'm probably a buzzsaw guy.
And his
I think.
power
Yeah,
was
Buzzsaw.
his power was the dumbest. Dynamo. He had these like gauntlets that shot electricity, but as soon as the electricity is gone, he's got nothing. Like he's not.
Right.
He's
He's
not.
got a vehicle.
He's not a
Yeah, just sing
obviously
them.
peak physical
Just
performance.
try-
He's just like as soon as when his like electricity gone, or when his weapons are gone, he's like begging like, oh please don't kill me. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
come on.
And also, there is nothing funny about a dickless moron with a battery up his ass.
There
Yeah.
it is. There's the line.
That
Thank
was
you.
a good quote. That was a good quote. Yeah. Buzzsaw was at least like he was riding a motorcycle with dual chainsaws hanging off, and
Yeah, it takes some
he was
skill.
he was badass, and you could tell he's just a psychopath that wants to kill some runners. So that's why. Yeah, that's probably why I would pick Buzzsaw. But
Yeah, I'm looking at my
but
notes. and
even
They're all
just
just me
split.
making jokes about the villains or these bosses. They're just dumb.
over
Yeah.
and over. It was funny. I'm looking at facts of the movie, and like this movie had real trouble with directors. They
Yeah, I
had
went to like 4 or 5 of them, right?
4 of them. The original director of Rambo, George Cosmatos, and the directors from Under Siege were all hired and then fired over creative differences. They had another guy who they wanted to hire, but he turned it down, and then they finally ended up on Paul Michael Glazer for known for his acting role as Starsky on the 70s TV show, 70s cop show, Starsky and Hutch, which I did not know until I actually just
Interesting.
read that. So
cool.
which is weird because I don't know like what was the vision that like I want to see some of these other people's versions of this because
Was
This
Arnold
is
always
really-
the guy?
That's fucking stupid. I'm not
well,
doing
this is a
that.
movie that
Are you serious?
I think like we're doing all these fucking legacy remakes nowadays where we can't come up with new ideas for movies. Like this is a good one that should be like brought
I was
back
thinking that
and
the whole
remade in
time.
something. You know what? Let's bring
would
back
ruin
Arnold
it.
as a stalker.
Forget the movie. Let's make a video game. Come on.
Yeah, also.
Well,
cool.
I was
Nice.
thinking
To
TV
remake
show,
this,
but
you have Arnold in the Captain Freedom role.
There you go.
That is
Be that
yeah.
retired stalker who gets pulled back in.
Yeah, that is super
But
smart.
that means that their rebellion failed and that the government is still in control, which ultimately makes the first movie moot.
They would
which-
they would have to do
a
something
sequel or
else.
remake.
Like I say,
Maybe just a remake. Yeah, that's
you do a
better
remake. You
choice.
have you cast Arnold Schwarzenegger
I
as
gotcha.
Right,
the
like Zolgar
Captain
was
Freedom
saying.
role.
Yeah.
That's
He would get his
yeah.
ass kicked. He's like old, but it'd be
Well, and
funny.
but that's the point.
He's got a beard
because-
now. He looks.
Yeah, he's honestly too old to be that action hero stalker or the action hero. So
would be
you
a good
have him
role.
take that retired character who gets roped back in at the end.
Yeah.
I'm giggling because I'm thinking of rated R Steve Harvey, like full on, like motherfucking it in the Richard Dawson.
You always
role.
you
So-
always have to get
You
the
always bring back a
current
Family
Family
Feud
Feud
host.
host.
I was struggling if they remade this movie.
That would
Who
be
could even
insane.
touch that role? And I think Steve Harvey is an excellent pick. That's
Yeah,
a
Like, you
great
gotta have
idea,
you gotta have a people
and it makes
person.
sense.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta have that
all-
charisma,
Mhm.
especially of a a game show host like that who's
The other one I could see in the Killian role. I could
Yeah.
honestly see Eddie Murphy.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that would be
that would be good.
that would be really good.
Sure.
They
Yeah.
got to be quick talking, super charming, silly,
Mhm,
instantly
mhm.
likable.
People person, yeah, definitely.
Eddie
Yeah,
smiles
but
at
but
you.
can
You
play
heart
both
melts.
sides and be
There
a
you go.
complete ass.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I like I said, I think he could do it, and because I like Eddie Murphy when he is opposite somebody. I don't like it when he's opposite himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not a Flubber fan, or
No.
what was the other one? Professor Clump.
Flubber-
That's the one.
Clumps.
Flubber was Robin Williams.
Oh.
Robin Williams. Eddie Murphy was the Nutty Professor.
Nutty
No,
Professor.
that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Professor.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Norbit. About Norbit.
Norbit. Yeah. Apparently, in February of 2021, it was announced that a new adaptation was in the works.
Yeah, but I don't like the director that's on it. The guy that did Scott
Edgar
Pilgrim.
Wright from Shaun of the Dead and Baby Driver.
Oh,
Dawn of the Dead. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's different than what I saw.
The screenwriter was Michael Bacall, who co-wrote Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, okay, that's what I saw.
Screenwriter,
All right,
okay.
well,
Said the adaptation was supposed to be closer to the novel, yada yada yada. But
If you make
I'd see it. I'd go
yeah.
see it.
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
would want
Do
full-on rated R, dark humor. Like
that's what I was
see,
gonna
like,
say. Do you
like
go
Coen
this like
Brothers. Not, I don't know if they would do this, but like something that like makes it serious, but like kind of funny.
yeah, you have to have the humor in there a little bit. It can't be like
The
I don't think
villains
it
would have
works
to be
just dark, gritty, super self-serious.
Not a Blade Runner kind of future.
Yeah. Like
And-
that's not that's
Also, it needs to be rated R. They
Right.
do not
Yeah,
pull
yeah, yeah.
Rated
RoboCop.
R.
Do not
Yeah.
pull RoboCop.
I mean, I don't know
But almost
if the book,
RoboCop remake.
if you're it depends on if you're adapting the book or if you're remaking the movie.
no, the movie.
Because if you're remaking this movie, then yeah, you need to have that wacky stuff. You can't
Can I nominate somebody? It won't be as charming as Schwarzenegger, but could it be our boy from The Boys, who plays Butcher, who also plays Dredd?
Oh, Carl
From
Urban.
Carl
Carl
Urban.
Urban?
Sure.
Now, I think I don't
I'd
know if
rather
he's
see him
strong
as a
enough to
stalker.
lead a movie.
I'd rather see him as a stalker.
Oh, really? Okay.
You want to know who I think would actually make a good replacement for Arnie in this one?
Ben Richards, yeah.
Batista.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll take
He
that.
is-
I'll take that all
He
day.
has got
got the
the
build.
comedic chops. And
He does. He
Um,
does.
It'll probably end up
actually,
being
the other one I could see-
probably end up being Chris Pratt or something.
I could also
Chris
see
Pratt
it
or
being
The Rock.
John Cena though.
The Rock, John. Yeah, the John Cena.
I do like me some Cena, but I don't know.
I can't see The Rock in this role. It just
No.
I'm not as much of a fan of The Rock as I used
We're
to be
just-
anyways.
I can-
but
Yeah.
I
We're filling it
can
with
see
a
The
wrestler.
Rock in this role just because I mean he's in everything these days, but I don't think he
He's the
wouldn't be
next
my
Arnold
number
at
one.
this point.
Yeah, he wouldn't be my number one pick, but I feel like that's probably the direction they would want to go. But-
unless they wanted to tone it back a little bit and go a little bit more like the apparently what the novel was like and make him a little bit more of an everyman.
Yeah,
Because
use his brain maybe to get out
Yeah.
of the big fights instead of strength.
Bradley Cooper. I don't know.
Find somebody.
I was
pretty.
thinking Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that works
you go.
too.
But then again,
I
I will watch Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds in anything.
Yeah, I agree. I would.
Yep.
I'd be fine with that.
Wouldn't we all?
Yeah. No, that's a good
Nice.
pick. Yeah, I just picture like cool scenes that they could do now. Like let's say they kept the stupid character Dynamo, right? But just imagine like it's a dark room and like you just hear the main characters like hiding and they're breathing and all of a sudden they're like, what the fuck is that? And all of a sudden you just hear like I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they don't know where it's coming from, and then the lights are on and they just like you just see this giant character just slowly walking at you. And there's like lights going on with LED lights.
right,
like, I
Brandon.
think they could make the Dynamo character really badass.
You're a designer. How would you redesign Dynamo's suit to modernize it and make it look cool and not like a Christmas tree?
Oh, dude, have you seen any of these DJs and
Yeah,
there's like Danger Mouse or something like that. Like they have like
Dead Mouse.
LED
yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
Dead Mouse. Thank you. Sorry, Dead Mouse. Like I
Really?
think
Yeah,
that's what I would
face
do.
mask.
I would just have a
Yeah,
sick
okay.
outfit of LED lights. But I don't know if I would make. Well, maybe you could. I don't know. Be like an overweight guy with a small vehicle. But like I think you could really just make him Daft Punk kind of like
Yeah,
cool.
go-
I
Like
can see that.
music is playing, he's like singing like opera music, but it's like Daft Punk background, and just go for it. And he's just like flamboyant and like aggressive and out of control, but dangerous. Like make these guys dangerous, you know? Make it scary. Like he throws something, it's like a fucking light, and it just the lights go off, and they're like all of a sudden, boom, light comes on again. You know, like you remember that scene in the sequel to Blade Runner when Harrison Ford's character shooting at Gosling's character when he's like, and it was like the Elvis.
Then
music
the
was
the
cutting in
Vegas
and out.
lounge, yeah.
The Vegas.
I
the
love
Vegas
that
lounge.
scene.
Just like
Yeah.
that on off thing was very tense, and I think you could do something cool and make this guy menacing by doing something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And to keep a nod to the design of the original, go with whatever you have in his suit, have it laced with EL wire so that parts of his suit still light up.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Or you could even go with, you could also do like the fine LEDs so you can have things happening like lights rippling across it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Any of this would be so cool in like modern camera and
I wish if this movie was made, the remake, I don't know. I guess he could still do it, but I would say going back to Zolgar's point about the professional wrestler, get all either current or former professional wrestlers to be the stalkers. Because like I could see like Stone Cold Steve Austin being
Undertaker.
Buzzsaw, you know, something like that. There's
If you wanted to
Samoa
keep him as
Joe. Samoa Joe would be Sub-Zero. Like there's so many options that you could.
And if you wanted to keep Dynamo as a bigger guy, honestly, once again, I could actually see Batista taking that role and just having fun with it because
Yeah. Oh man. So many possibilities.
And
so
actually,
many.
like The Rock could be one of the stalkers too, because he'd be super charming. He could be like Captain Liberty or whatever. The last
Captain
guy,
Freedom.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
He wouldn't. Yeah.
He
Because
could
he's
be
not.
like that.
The Rock
"Hey,
isn't
what's going
scary.
on, everybody.
You know.
No, and like what I liked about Ventura is like he's rather handsome in this role. He's got a sweet turtleneck and a blue blazer. on.
Yeah.
He's got that
The
butt
hair.
chin going on and the
Yeah.
hair, and he's just itching to fight. And he's getting frustrated, just hanging out with these guys. And he's just like, it's like that's a cool character, and he seems like I don't know. He just seemed funny. He didn't get too much time in this movie that I think that we wanted, but I think if you did like The Rock, Rock is very instantly charming, and I think making him a villain, but a likable villain, would be kind of fun
He's-
too.
yeah,
He probably had
Yeah.
something in his contract where he said he couldn't lose to Arnold or something like that. There's probably something in there. That,
So basically,
I was kind of shocked at how that end fight turned out, and then you just don't see him again.
just get the cast from like the Expendables or something and put them in this remake. This
you
Running
go.
Man remake.
If you did a series, what if you did a TV series, season 1, season 2? You could do something kind of fun with these.
I mean,
don't know.
every episode. Could
a
be
video game is a good idea too, though.
I mean, it writes itself.
Video game would be nice.
Like sign on, you have your character, you know, and like you create your stalker, and you go on, and people are trying to survive, and you could do a cool online game.
Asynchronous multiplayer type thing.
Exactly.
Or not
there's 4 of
asynchronous,
them, and there's-
asymmetrical. Sorry.
Right, but there would have to be like maybe 20, people are online trying to make it through, and then 5 stalkers, are
Mhm.
like hunting you down or something. That would be
That
because
would
the
be
Dead by
pretty
Daylight
cool.
shit is popular,
Mhm.
and like they're just constantly throwing in characters into it. Like, have fun with it.
Oh yeah,
But
imagine
celebs would be.
that would be honestly a really cool concept where there's like they haven't really done this before, but like levels, the higher rank you are, the higher level you are, and like as you're, waiting for the person, whoever is the runner, to progress through each boss fight, and you're the stalker, you're fighting another player. Like you're watching this all happen, and then once they get to your level, you get tagged in as the stalker. Like they could do some cool stuff with this game.
For sure.
You just said a word, watching. All right, did you guys notice this? Where are these cameras? So like when Ben Richards is flying the
Listen.
helicopter, where was the
It's
camera
movie.
crew
It's a
filming
movie,
this?
man. You can't think too much
They-
about it.
The dead
Capture
guys.
Yes.
Well, because they
I'm
they
like-
filmed the scene, the first scene of the movie in the helicopter, and they're making all these cuts and stuff, and it's the same footage that they show, and people are. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like,
Like they got a
that's not how
camera
cameras
crew out,
work.
though.
That's not how cameras
Or
work.
Right.
when they were doing when they take over the TV station and they start showing like the Killian is a liar stuff, like they got some guy in the back like with After Effects, like putting together all this stuff and stealing like. Where'd you guys get the footage of the skeletons that they saw like 4 scenes ago? Like they didn't show that. They didn't even show that on TV.
Listen, they all have cameras embedded in their eyeballs, and they just took the footage from their brains.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only game to come out
Turn
for
your
this
brain
came
off
out
on this one.
Came out in '89, and this game looks like absolute garbage.
There was an actual Running Man video game. What was it on? NES or something?
Oh yeah, Commodore 64, Amiga,
to be a video game.
Atari ST, and the
So
Amstrad.
predating the
So
predates NES.
Wow, crazy.
It looks. The graphics are decent, but the gameplay looks like hot garbage. So I would probably go ahead and skip that.
For the longest time, it was pretty well standard. If there was a movie adaptation video game, it was garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's still kind of true today, isn't it? Is it not?
Not as much so, but a little bit.
Depends. Like, there's not really movie adaptations of games that like tie in anymore. Like everything's just kind of.
It's more of like the license.
Based.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like in the early 2000s, movie adaptations were like rampant. Like every movie that came out, there was a game on every single system. And they were usually bad. The only one I have fondness for is the Revenge of the Sith game. I really like that game. Yeah.
Those Lord of the Rings games back in the day on PS1,
Riddick was good.
PS2 was fucking good. Riddick was really good. Yeah, there are a few.
There are exceptions to the rule, but.
And now we have games like Hogwarts, right? Well, that's just based off of a book. Is that
right?
Based off
That's the same thing. It's based on. It's just using the franchise
Like
and creating a new story instead of a direct movie adaptation. But
I hear the dog. Yeah.
Did you hear my dog?
I heard somebody's dog, but
My
have a
dog
dog.
had her spade operation or surgery today.
oh,
So she's wearing a cone and she hates it.
I'm hearing something. Is
I
that
do
your
not
kid
like
or
the cone
dog?
of shame.
I'm hearing
No.
some
No, for 2
squealing,
weeks.
in the background. I don't know if that's a kid or a dog.
If I'm casing my kids, we got problemos.
it's kind
My
of weird
dog
how
is
like
ignoring me.
for as mixed as this was, how like I mentioned the Smash TV game earlier, like American Gladiators was spawned off of this too, and that ran for a while. Like how I mean, it was a moderate success, but like that genre kind of was almost born out of this. Like someone said when we were watching Alice in Borderlands, it's like, oh, you like the murder game show genre, and I'm like, I didn't know that was a genre first off, but apparently this seems like it was
Definitely.
the first like big foray into the murder game genre, which is interesting.
At least in America.
Yeah,
I think Battle Royale predates this, but
sure. I don't think I've seen that one, but yeah, it was so big that Arnold used it as his campaign to run for governor of California. He used the Running Man, so
yeah.
wow.
it's
Well, I mean, the dude took the role in Terminator 3 to help promote his campaign run, so.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that. I will be
Right
governor.
around the same time, yeah.
Which is not terribly surprising. Does anybody have a guess at what the Metascore for this movie is?
It's gotta be. Listen,
mid-round.
we did a
Metacritic mayhem.
We did a Metacritic mayhem of Arnold movies not too long ago when we did Predator, I believe.
Mhm.
And they were all really low. So I'm guessing this is in like the 40s.
62%.
62. Brandon,
I'm going
you got anything?
47.
55.
Oh, Eric is taking this one home. It came in at a 45.
See? They're all the Arnold movies are.
Arnold-
No, we did this for True Lies. We did Metacritic mayhem on Arnold movies, and they were all surprisingly low. The highest rated Metacritic movie of Arnold's was the original Terminator, and it was in like the 80s or something, like 85.
I'm surprised that the original was higher than
Higher than T2, yeah. I don't know why.
because
Which is insane. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
But the Globe and Mail gave it a 25. So, some people really
Listen,
didn't
we're not
appreciate
saying
the
it's
80s.
like the best movie ever made,
No.
but it is a damn fun movie, and it's a damn good Arnold movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, unless anybody's got anything else to kind of chime in on here, I think we've probably chatted on this one for long enough. Anybody else have any closing statements they want to get in?
No, nothing from me.
I did notice some funny I guess costume design where Arnold was wearing his World's Gym shirt at some point
Yeah,
in the movie.
I
and
noticed
I'm
that
like,
too. Yep.
they didn't even fucking get this guy to change into wardrobe. He just showed up, and he was smoking a cigar in that scene too. It's like he just came in off the street and he's just like, I'm here to act. And then like, all right, go on in. But no, I think that's good.
Let it be
Why don't
known,
we
we've said
take a break?
everything there is to be said about this movie.
there's nothing else ever to be said.
Nothing else
No one else
ever.
can ever do it again.
Exactly.
Mm-mm. If they do another one,
Do
another one,
Yeah, you said doo-doo.
I will absolutely go and try to check that out though. So it's good to hear. So why don't we take a break again,
Don't touch that dial.
and we will come back after a couple minutes, and it'll be time to get into a new game. I don't think we played this on the show before, so
Ooh,
it's going to be an
new
interesting
game.
one. So
Always love a new game.
absolutely. All right, well, let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back for our first ever episode or game of Nomad Feud.
Oh, let's
where
go.
You three are going to be playing on the same team as a family. We're gonna have Brandon. You're at the top of my screen. You're gonna be the leader of the family, and then we'll go
Oh, boy.
Eric and Josiah. And you guys are going to be playing a little bit of Family Feud
Listen,
with me today.
I have to warn you, I'm
Oh,
a
boy.
pro at Family Feud, so
Oh, well, hey,
Okay.
it's a great game.
I
So
love Family Feud.
I'm ready to go. Really, I don't really have a point total here or anything. If you guys solve 2 of these 3, we'll send you guys to space camp. How's that? We'll send
Sweet.
you to
That
be
island.
live in the studio audience of the Running Man.
Oh, I was gonna say
yeah.
that island
Send you to
the
Hawaii.
winners went to but
Price
actually
and
didn't.
whatever those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, today our first topic is, and we're start you guys with an easy one. Brandon, you'll be up first, and then we'll go around the horn on my screen, and we will have you guys try and fill in the blanks.
Can we
So-
can we corroborate like in normal Family Feud?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's the feud, but whoever's turn it is gets the final say of what their
Okay.
guess is.
All right.
so.
All right.
All right. Let's see. For today's first puzzle, we surveyed 100 people. Name a movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh. Okay.
So we're starting off with an easy one as soon as Brandon's camera comes back.
Terminator.
All right. Let's see. Show me Terminator. That is the number 1 answer. Congratulations.
Number 1. Oh.
To wherever Brandon
has gone.
All right. Number 2.
There.
Over to you, Eric.
All right, let's go.
Tell me an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Let's go with I'm torn between Predator or Commando. Let's go with Predator.
Predator. Let's see. Survey says
Really?
big fat.
Are you
X on that
kidding
one.
me?
Hey,
Come on.
I'm just going by FamilyFeudInfo.com.
All right.
Is where we are pulling this one from.
Well, these
That
people
is your
have
first.
whoever made this,
strike.
whoever answered this survey, have no taste in Arnold movies.
I agree.
So sorry.
How is Predator not like,
Predator?
number 2 on this list?
I don't know. I don't
I
know
mean,
where the
I
survey
could have
came
I
from.
could have went with like T2, but that was boring. So I don't know.
Well,
Whatever.
let's see.
All right,
Let's see
over.
what Zolgar has.
over
up.
to Zolgar.
You are up next. Name me a movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There's so many. Okay,
I don't know.
so we're
I don't know
okay,
when this
so
survey
The
was
top,
done
the
either.
top
so.
answers.
So let's see. We are talking Family Feud style. So 100 people were surveyed. We don't know exactly when the survey was done.
Just 100
I've gotta
normal
go.
people. Yeah.
I've got
I
to
would
go the
guess-
safe one. Terminator 2.
Yeah. That's the safe route.
Terminator 2, unfortunately, is not
Are
on this
you-
list.
What? Unless they mean the Terminator franchise. Is
Yeah,
Terminator.
does
How can
Terminator-
not-
Yeah. Does Terminator count as all Terminators? It must.
It's the Terminator, so I'm gonna have to say no on that one. I'm sorry.
That's
Bum,
horse.
bum,
Well, bullshit. Is fucking Commando on this?
I would say
goddamn list?
Commando has got to be the next guess, right?
Brandon, you are up. There are 2 strikes on the board. You guys got 5 spots to fill in. Otherwise, we're going over to the other family to steal. Brandon, it is your choice. Tell me a movie starring Arnold
I
Schwarzenegger.
just told
Gotta
you,
be
Commando.
Commando, yeah.
I am
What? This quiz is this
sorry.
Family
You-
Feud is
it-
bullshit.
Number 2, Kindergarten Cop.
What?
Number 3, Total Recall.
What?
Number 4, the
What?
movie we had just watched, The Running Man.
I would think The Running Man would not be on the list. I feel like most people
Hey.
don't know that movie.
I don't know.
If,
I can't
if
tell you there.
Batman and Robin is the next one, I'm done.
True Lies, and the final one on the board was Twins.
That's
Twins. Oh my God.
ridiculous. We started
That
How
was
am I-
Predator.
we started with the best Arnold movies, and 3 out of 4 of them weren't up there.
Hey, you take your gripes up with Family Feud
Dave,
info.
you and your
I
games.
will. I'm gonna.
This is what I have to say to Family Feud info.
Yes, exactly. Watch that video.
Bullshit.
Watch the video
All right.
version for that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, next question up on
man.
the board.
That's
Brandon,
rough.
you ended that one, so we're gonna start this one with Eric.
All right. This.
Eric, top 6 answers again on
Oof.
the board.
All right.
This is a better one because this is not a, I don't know, what is it, conjecture. This is just true fact.
Okay.
Okay.
Name something Arnold Schwarzenegger would look funny wearing.
So okay, this is just
What?
opinionated. Would look funny wearing.
Fix
Uh,
number 3.
Tell me, I do have numbers on this one. So
No, fix
this
number
was-
3.
Oh,
I know
sorry.
you have
There
an
you
extra
go.
dash.
Whoop, whoop.
Like
There you
a
Thank you.
I don't know, like a dress.
Let's see. Show
got
me
two,
a dress. Hey, number 1 answer. There
Oh,
you go.
sweet. Number 1, baby.
All right. We're gonna go over to Zolgar. Tell me something that Arnold Schwarzenegger would look funny wearing.
A clown costume.
Ooh, clown costume. That does sound funny, but that is not on the
Aw.
list of things that I have in front of me. That is 1 strike. We're going back to you, Brandon. Tell me something Arnold would look
A
funny
tutu?
wearing.
Does that count as a dress? I don't know.
I don't know. Like a dress to me is like going out to dinner.
Right,
and
like
then
a-
the tutu
yeah.
is like a ballerina
You know what?
thing.
I will accept that answer, as that is the number 3 answer
Oh.
on the board. A tutu. Oops. Fix that.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
Back to you, Eric. You've got 1 and 3 down. We've got a couple left up here. Something that Arnold would look funny wearing.
His birthday suit.
Yeah, that's not a. Well, I don't know about funny.
I don't know if he'd look funny.
This isn't Steve Harvey's Family Feud. We're gonna
Right.
keep this family friendly over
Nothing.
here. Come on.
A kilt, maybe? What do you think? Like a kilt? Bathing suit? Like a
I'm-
Speedo?
a Speedo is not bad.
So wearing women's clothing was funny, apparently. Like wearing a giant muscular man wearing non
like a
clothing.
fake mustache. I don't know. Some googly eyes. Fucking, I don't know. Sure,
Not
let's
sure
go
Well,
with.
they didn't like the
I don't know.
clown.
Hey, I mean, I was gonna say
I like.
Brandon was
I
pretty
like.
close there.
I like Speedo. That's a funny one, right? The old
All right.
banana hammock.
Let me go ask the judges. Judges
Maybe-
over here. Nope. They are going to give that
Ooh.
one to you. Thong was number
Yeah. See,
4
I said
on
banana
the
hammock.
judges. Steve, yeah, that's what put you over the top.
Hell
was
yeah.
The banana hammock.
Let's go.
All right, you guys got 3 answers left and only 1 strike on the board. Heading over to Josiah for this one. Tell me something Arnold Schwarzenegger would look funny wearing.
Let's see. Based off the theming so far, I'm going to say a bikini.
There you go.
Let's see.
There you go.
Survey says, "Show me bikini." Hey, we got one.
Zolgar.
It comes in at number 5.
All right, so a wedding dress? I mean, like,
That counts as dress.
okay, all right.
I think that counts as
Um,
dress.
So it's all women's
High
clothing,
heels,
so,
high
like, unless it's a
heels.
kilt.
High heels. It's got to be up there, right?
High heels is what I was thinking. I mean, tutu was actually also my first thought, but I
Right.
I was thinking that people might conflate that with dress.
That's what I was.
so-
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't say high heels, I'll say it.
This one is on Facebook Family Feud Cheats.com.
Cheats.
So I don't know what
Well-
the fuck that is, but
It
this
was
is where this survey came
I'm
from.
gonna do. I'll do heels. I'll do heels. I'm gonna do heels.
Let's do it. No.
This big strike there. We got
That's not
two
as
answers
sexy.
left
Apparently,
on the
No,
board.
I guess
no, not sexy
Look
enough.
at my calves.
Two
the
answers
heels.
left on the board. What would Arnold Schwarzenegger look funny
Going over to you.
wearing?
You see a theme going on here on the board.
There is
so let's
definitely
just-
a
let's
theme. We
let's
should
just
probably
keep it
just
at
roll
that.
with it. How about a women's wig? You know, like
No.
long hair. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Mm.
what other
Daisy
women's
Dukes.
clothing items are there?
Daisy
Short
Dukes.
shorts, shorty shorts. I don't know.
There are other women's clothing out there besides that, but yeah.
Tube top,
A nice blouse.
Tube
sports
top.
bra.
Sports bra.
blouse.
A
bra
bra.
in general.
A bra is a
A
good
bra.
answer. A bra is a good
A
answer.
bra would be
I think
funny.
I think I will go with bra.
Survey says
Yeah.
that is the final answer there for bra. There is one left.
Man, it's up there. And we're missing
And
it.
it
It's
is
just
number
like something
2.
feminine. That's super ridiculous. It looks like a tutu.
Like-
It's between a tutu and a dress.
Like I say, I'm gonna go with Daisy Dukes, like super duper short shorts.
Super duper short
Right.
shorts. Let's see.
Good as any.
Survey says. Sorry, that is a miss. The final answer was tights,
Tights.
which he kind of wore today during
Yeah.
wore during Running
Okay,
Man.
that is not an accurate. That there's nothing funny about tights. Arnold Schwarzenegger in tights. I'm sorry.
He's got a great ass.
Maybe they say
Granted,
pink on the
also,
on the butt.
I didn't
don't
really
know.
think there was anything funny about him in thong either, because I mean, the dude's a bodybuilder.
He wears
used to-
torn thongs, yes, in his lifetime.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a speedo. That used to be his uniform.
That's true.
Is this the same,
Very
is this
true.
the same
That's
bullshit site that the last one was from, where they
No,
didn't
this is a
recognize
different
fucking Predator
Hey,
Or
in his
Commando.
best
Or
movie?
Terminator 2.
Or Terminator.
Yeah, pff, we're
I don't
rioting.
know. Well, sorry, but we're gonna play this one just for funsies. If you guys can get this one, maybe we'll send you to.
So
we'll
we
send,
lost. We're not going.
So we
to that
only-
special island.
That's not how Family Feud works. You don't have to get all the answers. You could steal.
I know you got to get most of them. We don't have another family to
6.
steal though.
Oh well.
This is true. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one actually.
One more dash
has-
on number
this is-
6.
This is a tough puzzle. This one has 7 answers on the board.
Oh boy. All right.
This one kind of combines some other actors. And who had the last answer? Josiah, you did have the last one, so we're going back to Brandon. Brandon, we surveyed 100 people. Top 7 answers on the board. Name something Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone have in common.
Oh. Interesting.
There's
Hmm?
thespians. They're actors.
Let's see. We're gonna call that one a good answer. We're gonna put that.
I was
at
gonna say.
number 3. They are movie stars.
Movies. Okay, that's yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
I have
Okay,
one.
so we
they're
are
known for acting.
okay. So we are going for things they have in common, not like projects they have in common. Okay.
Yes.
The me next.
Eric, over to you.
Guess what?
Something Schwarzenegger and Stallone have in common.
Big muscles.
They're both men.
Manly men.
Men. They're both
Men
men.
in tights.
I mean, looking at the board, judges.
Come on.
Judges, what do you think about that? We'll give that one to you. That one is number 6. They are macho guys.
Oh, okay, yeah. Come on. Yeah.
I give that one to you.
Well,
you get
I
it
was gonna
because they're manly men.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
you did
Man,
manly
that was a
men. Thank
collaborative
you.
effort. Yes.
But
All
I
right,
was
back to
thinking about how
Zolgar.
I was thinking about how like muscular was like the thing.
I think
but, like,
that
macho
covers
guys.
it.
Is that the same
I think
thing?
that covers it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're both humans.
Does it?
Brunettes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone. This one seems to be like this is I'm gonna say it's probably a later survey.
They're
in the
both
careers.
old.
They both have
Do, do,
unique
do, do.
accent. Like, no, I don't know if Stallone has an accent, but they have like a unique way
Unique
of talking.
voices.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, like they're easy to like caricaturize.
I mean, based on what Dave said, I'm gonna say they're both old. They're in their 70s.
Now they are. We're on Zolgar though, so we're gonna let him have this.
We're just giving him ideas. We're just
Sure.
flowing.
Every family has to chitter chatter on the side.
Dark hair.
Dark hair. Let me see. Checking the board. We're gonna give that
Well,
one.
hold on. Arnold doesn't have dark hair though. Arnold's
Doesn't he?
kind of it's
It's
like
lighter.
Eric's, a little bit light
Yeah.
on the lighter side.
I mean, he had a blonde beard in The Running Man.
He is a little blonder.
Yeah, he had a little beard in the one scene.
They
It was
both
kinda
have
funny.
hair.
He looked. Arnold looks good with a beard. He looked. It fit him well.
I don't
It's always
know.
hard to
I don't
keep
know
track of
enough
what hair
about.
color actors have because it changes for roles too.
Right.
Right.
That is true.
Their country of
Neither of them have done the shaved head.
both of their countries of origin are from Europe.
Their best work was in the 80s, arguably.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fun.
they do have a fair amount of things in common.
It's like there are a lot of things, but also there's like
They're both not known for
They-
their acting.
They both do a lot of they did a lot of action movies. I don't know if that Movie Stars
They're both
covers.
on-
I
both
don't know if
on
Movie
Twitter.
Stars covers the type of movies they've done.
I forget. No, Stallone isn't known for having cigars.
They both have something though.
Now, okay, would macho and muscular fall into the same category?
And if somebody was
Because-
saying, "Hey, he's a macho man," I would picture a muscular man.
Yeah, same.
But macho could just be pertaining to their roles. Like, they're
Right.
both
You
playing,
could say they
dude, the
are both
dudes.
in good shape. Like they both are
Physically
strong.
fit.
Yes, physically fit. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm looking for. Yes.
Strong, physically fit,
Yeah.
muscle,
Yeah.
something in that category.
Okay.
We will say
we could.
physically fit.
surveys. That is the top answer.
Yeah.
Muscles
There we go, baby.
is the number one answer.
Okay, so Muscles and
have
Macho
two-
Man were separate. Okay.
We have 4 of the 7 left. Number 2, 5, and 7 to go. We're going back to Brandon.
Unique voice, like funny voices, unique voices, like accents. I don't know.
Good.
Like something around like how.
Let me take a look here, and that is
Nice.
the correct
Yes.
answer.
Sweet.
5 people said they talk funny.
Talk
Yeah, there you
funny. I mean,
We still got 3 left up here. You guys are getting pretty close. And these ones are starting to get a little more specific, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Not
They only
very
play good
specific,
guys.
A little more specific.
They never really
but-
play
Not
bad. I mean,
very
Arnold.
specific, but I don't know.
I would go
You
with
guys-
I
have
mean,
mentioned- you guys have
Arnold has
mentioned-
played villains plenty.
I would
couple
venture
movies,
to
so.
say Movie Stars and they both are in action movies.
I
Could
was
be
thinking
separate.
action heroes.
Action heroes. Yes.
Action hero. I
I'll
like
say
that.
action heroes. Yes. There we go.
That is the number
Ooh,
2
baby,
answer.
okay.
They are known for their action movies. Correct. All right, we're down to the last 2. You guys got no strikes on the board.
All right.
There's no family left to steal. You got 2 left. Back to Zolgar. Arnold and Stallone. Yes, they're all buff action movie star, macho, funny talking people. But what else about them? similar.
I still
They
feel
should
like
have
were
retired
both-
years ago.
But they did the Expendables together.
are they? I
I
mean,
haven't
Zadist.
seen those.
I don't know if they're like the exact same age, but they're from the same. They're around the same age. Similar age. I don't know. Both old. That's
Yeah.
what I. Something. I feel like something with
Yeah.
age or something with
Yeah, because I do kind of agree because I mean they are of the same era of acting.
Mhm.
I'm going to go with big in the 80s.
I'll take a look at the board here. Judges.
Sounding good. That's sounding good.
Come on, judges.
They're gonna give that one to
Ooh,
you.
judges,
They
thank you.
are both getting old.
See? Old.
There you go.
They were big in the 80s,
Um,
which means they're not so much.
We got there. Yeah, we got
anymore,
there.
But there's
Can I-
one
can I
left.
just- Can
This
I
one
ask if
is
they were? Oh, go ahead.
sorry. This one's a little more specific. So I would just
Country of origin. They're both from Europe.
Wait. No, Stallone's from New York.
I don't know. Was he born in
Well,
Italy?
not New York, but
No, I don't.
America.
I don't
No.
know where he's. Are you sure?
Stallone is an American guy. Maybe from
Are you
Canada.
sure?
But he ain't. No.
No.
Dave, is Expendables?
Stallone was
Is ex-
born in Hell's Kitchen, New York.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and he is a
Yeah.
year older than Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. So really
Oh,
close
shit.
to the same
Stallone,
age. Yeah.
Stallone looks pretty good for his age. Okay, so can I just say Expendables? They're both in Expendables. Is that dumb? Is that a wasted question, guys?
No, we got no strikes, so
Okay.
I'd say go for it.
Expendables.
Yeah.
That was your first.
I feel like
strike.
you're onto something there because they did do a couple movies together recently. Like, they did that
they
that
never did
prison,
in the-
that space prison movie.
Yep.
I forgot what it was called, but they did a sequel to that
Escape
too. I
Prison
think
movie?
didn't they do a sequel to that?
Oh, Escape Plan.
Yeah, Escape
Was
Plan.
Schwarzenegger-
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger.
That was
in one of those.
Schwarzenegger and Stallone. Yeah,
I think he was in the second one. I don't think he was in the first one.
I could have
I think
sworn
it
it
was
was both of
second.
them.
You
Either
might be
way,
venturing
might
a
have been.
little too specific.
okay,
there.
all right.
Let me just,
There.
let me just steer you off that path a little bit.
They both have franchises that they
Yeah.
star in.
They both have movie franchises.
But they are action movies and they are movie stars already.
Yeah, is it something with the movie route or something like the personal route, like something with their background? I don't know.
I mean, they are good friends. But they had a
Right.
feud for a while, but they are friends now.
Right. Right.
You got to have a feud if you're an action star. Draws in the crowd.
Tough one. Want to either say they've starred in
That's
movie.
tough.
Well, I
That
guess
one's tough.
I feel like Expendables wouldn't be because they've starred in movies together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Expendables alone would have covered that, but they've shared the screen.
But not many times,
but-
actually.
Something,
Yeah.
not something, just to put you back on target, something they have in common. Not something that
They live in America. I mean,
They live in America. Yeah,
They both pee standing up. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, they do both have penises, theoretically.
That's where I was going with the men thing.
technically,
They're both humans. I don't know. What do you guys think
Hmm.
to go with here?
They both have kids.
Oh,
They're
That's-
both fathers.
that's a good one. I like that.
Family Men.
Fathers, yes.
that
Oh,
is a
I thought that was it.
swing and a miss. We are back to Josiah for
Did
the
Stallone sleep with
final.
his babysitter?
Both unfaithful,
That is-
had
That was
affairs.
very specific.
Yeah, did they both get divorces? You know.
They both slept with the same babysitter.
Oh god.
I do want to give you guys some hints, but I don't know. I think letting you guys flap in the wind is.
Are we?
Also
Can
good.
you give us this hint? Are we anywhere close, like in the ballpark?
You guys have not mentioned this yet.
Okay, all right. That's sort of a good hint. Not
Think
mentioned
about their.
this yet.
I was gonna say it's a good hint. Like they're almost like they're public personas.
Both were conservatives, Republicans.
The both governors of California. No.
Stallone would be a great governor.
Hey, yo, I got some plans.
That would be Stallone and what's the other guy that we just saw? Jesse Ventura. Both governors.
They're both friendly. They're both
Both kick their dogs.
oh, I hope not.
No.
They're so public facing persona.
So,
trying to think what I know
oh,
about that. They both have
I was
podcasts.
gonna say they both appeared in comic book movies.
Stallone.
That's not a public persona thing.
Stallone Dread.
What if we just? What if we?
Well-
It's probably something stupid
Well, he
like
was also in Guardians of the Galaxy too.
I guarantee.
Oh yeah.
Think about Family Feud. I guarantee it's something stupid like they're both nice guys. You know, I've never heard any Arnold or Stallone any stories of them being jerks to any fans or anything.
FacebookFeudGuide.com. You know, it's a very highfalutin Family Feud resource.
Highfalutin.
Mhm.
They're both upstanding gentlemen.
All right, Zolgar, you got anything for me? You guys are getting closer.
I mean, they're both
They're
white men.
they love their fans. They have many fans.
I
They're
love
very
'em.
popular. I don't know. That's not really. We haven't really said.
I mean,
something
they are
like that yet.
popular.
Yeah, I mean,
They're that's an option.
both
guys
very
could be
well
yelling.
known. You know, something like that. It's like movie star. I mean, movie star could sort of fit into that, but it's like, two separate things.
Give us a hint, Dave.
Are we hitting it?
I mean,
It's the last one. He can give us a hint.
when I
Screwing
said
us, he
public
screwed us over that
personas-
first round.
When I said public personas, you guys got pretty close.
So they're both something with the being nice guys, something like that.
or their politics. Has
Yeah.
Stallone
Something
gotten into
like that.
politics at all?
I don't know.
Not that I've heard.
I don't know.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But
about
they're
into
both well
politics.
liked.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we'll go. They're both well liked.
they have a lot. Yeah,
They're both well liked.
yeah.
They're
Alright.
known for their acting skills.
You know, for being nice.
Upstanding guys, good guys.
No, that is a wrong answer. You said it before. They are both Republicans.
Real. Oh wow,
Because
Brandon.
the funny
yeah.
thing is,
Brandon, you were
Schwarzenegger
right.
does not. It's like I know he is on paper, but so often he doesn't seem like one.
Right.
I don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, he's doing that shit. Yeah, just so he could get to where he was. But yeah, that, celebrities like that, they flip flop.
Yeah.
for their own
All
agendas.
right, we were basically there.
Well,
Almost
thank
got
you
there.
guys for playing. That was a fun new experimental
Thank
game.
you,
Wow.
Dave.
Yeah.
I want to see if we can get that game back up again at some point in the future, but those are hard to find.
Yeah, that was good.
surprisingly. There's not
was
a
fun.
good Jeopardy Lab site for Family Feud stuff. So
So, did you know that
Mm-hmm.
the feud between Stallone and Schwarzenegger is the reason Stallone did Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
No.
really,
So
funny.
basically, what
Right.
happened is they initially wanted Arnold to do it, and he's like, "Oh hell no!" But he basically started. He had his agent kind of say he was interested, so that Stallone would swoop in and take it. So Arnold basically tricked Stallone into doing that movie.
I got you. I fooled you. I made you do a movie you don't want to do.
Arguably
if
one
I've
of
seen
Stallone's worst.
Is it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep thinking like
I always
Throw
tell
Mama
these
from the
guys,
Train.
Stallone has a really good movie, and it's called Copland, and it's got Harvey Keitel. It's got he just passed away. Ray Liotta, and
Oh yeah.
big actor that played in The Godfather.
Marlon Brando?
No, Casino
James Caan?
and Goodfellas. No, Robert De Niro.
Oh.
Joe
There you
Pesci?
Yeah, and all those guys are in a movie with Stallone. Stallone is the lead, and all those guys are in the same movie
Oh.
with him. It's a good movie.
Also, Robert Patrick, the T-2000, is in that movie.
All right.
T-1000.
Put it on the
Oh.
schedule.
1000? No. All
Sure.
right. 97 crime drama. Yeah, hell yeah.
Is this
Alright,
the end
cool.
of summer? Or I mean, is this the end of Summer of Arnold? Is this the last
Listen,
Arnold movie this
doesn't
summer?
have to be.
I don't think we have one yet in August. I mean, we could. I mean, the summer's not over, so it's really anybody's
have to
guess.
be
I think
the-
Arnold.
The end.
I think
yeah,
Arnold
really.
tells us when the summer of Arnold is
We
over.
gotta do Terminator or something.
Terminator,
well, great.
Total Recall.
Thank you, guys.
Whatever.
Hercules in New York.
Yep. Add to the queue.
Conan.
No,
I've
you
never
do
seen
that in
Conan.
yours.
We're having a hard time getting much movies done right now, unfortunately.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, Zogar, before we go, why don't you give us a little final plug here before let people know how they can find you and get a hold of you or hear more of your sweet voice.
My voice is not sweet.
Like a song.
All right. If you'd like to listen to My Idiocy, you can find us on pretty much all the podcatchers at Two Idiots and a Dog. You can also find us on all of the social media platforms at TIAAD Media. We are currently kind of possibly changing websites. Right now, our website is podpage.com/TIAAD Media, but like I say, that might be changing soon. I don't know. Yeah, that's basically about where you can find us. We also have a Discord server and have all kinds of nonsense on there.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for joining us. It was a it was a nice guest. Nice chatting with the Running Man about you. It was with the Running Man.
We're chatting
Yeah,
with the
you wanna
Running
say
Man.
Chatting with the
Chatting
Running
with
Man.
No, I'm good. I think it's getting late. Let's
Yeah, I'm ready to
this
wrap
one
this
up.
puppy up.
Eric, hit us
thank
with
you.
the socials and let's get out of here.
All right. Well, if you want to follow the Nomads of Fantasy, you can follow us at Nomads of Fantasy on Twitter and Instagram. You can join our Discord at thenomadsoffantasy.com/Discord. You can play our game, whatmapgame.com. If you like guessing video game maps, you can email us, nomadsoffantasy@gmail.com. You can, I don't know. That's about all you can do. Listen to us, watch us on YouTube, youtube.com
Send us high five.
at Nomads of Fantasy, twitch.tv/Nomads of Fantasy. I think
Sounds nice.
yeah, I think that's all I got for you this week. Thank you, Zolgar, so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And as always, it travels nomads.
Only in a rerun.
Thank you for the
Wait for it.
applause.
But I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach.